One of my favorite UDL assignments was one of the first ones we did, the one about why I want to be a teacher. So why I like this one so much was probably because I had so much fun doing it, getting it together, things like that. So the influence of a good teacher can never be erased. I always feel like teachers have like this automatic footprint on every student's lives. I know that mine have, like each teacher either has a good impact, some even have a bad, but most of them are good on my life, from like how I came to college, things like everything, every little step that got me here. So everyone is included. As a student, I hated being left out in anything, whether it was in school, like with my cousins, with friends, family. I hated being left out. So I want to be that teacher who wants to include every single student, makes none of them feel left behind. So some of my favorite teacher quotes: teachers affect eternity. No one can tell you where their influence stops. This quote makes me think of endless possibilities, the outcomes that students can be influenced by teachers. Good teaching is 1/4 preparation and 3/4 theater. Preparation is a big part of teaching, but it is what teachers bring to the classroom. How it portrays, how they portray it, that makes a difference. Tell me, and then tell me I forgot, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. So it's not about memorizing a subject for a test and then forgetting it about a week. That's kind of how it was like for me in high school. I would kind of just have to learn something, get ready for a test, and then like 2 weeks later ask me about the same subject and I already forgot. I don't want teaching to be like that. I want it to be actually learning something that stays in your brain, something interesting that you can remember forever. I want to teach because I want to inspire for the ones who struggle as well. So I want to be a teacher who not only just includes everybody, but helps the ones who struggle a lot. So there is going to be those students who struggle more than others, and I just want to be that teacher who kind of helps them a little bit more, who goes that extra mile for them if I have to. The second UDLRA I want to talk about was from week 11, special education. So this one did make me proud because the student did have a special impact on me, and just being able to talking about the student in this assignment was something prideful. So here's the video. My name is Jeanette Rivera, and today I'm going to be talking about Achilles for week 11 UDLRA for special education. So why him over other students? Each student is special in their own way. They all touch my heart in different ways. There's something distinctive about each one. I do tutor Achilles for his sight words because Miss Dillon does want him. She knows that he can be better at them. He knows a few, but not all. And she knows he can be better, so she always sends him with me to like practice them. He is super sweet, super smart, and there's just something about him. What I know about him, he's very open with me. He tells me a lot about his personal life. I try not to, but he'll always like bring it up. I do know that his father is in prison and his mother is usually never home. Their main caretaker is his grandmother. He has 3 other siblings, and he just tells me like a lot of little stories about life being rough at home. And he always talks about how he wants to be a teacher, just like Miss Dillon and his kindergarten teacher as well. So I guess that's kind of what stands out about him, is because usually when you hear stories about children having a rough life at home, you'll expect them to act out in school. So I guess what stands out is that he doesn't act out in school. He's actually super well behaved and he is super sweet. So that kind of like sets him apart from the other students. So behavior wise, I have never seen him act out. He's always doing what he is told. He is social though. He gets along with just everyone in the classroom that I've seen so far. I've never seen him get in any problems with anyone. He's super social, so Ms. Dillon will have to remind him, like, Achilles, you need to quiet down, Achilles, you need to stop talking. But it's nothing like to an extent where I'll hear his name being called out more than 4 times a day, maybe. He gets along, as I said before, he gets along with everyone. There was this one time, there was a student crying in the corner of the classroom, and he just, on his own will, went up to that student, and he starts talking to them. I have no idea what he told them, but about 2 minutes later, they both come back. The little boy wipes his tears off his face, and they go back to his seat. So I have seen him being a role model in behavior-wise and also with learning. With learning, he'll always volunteer to help anyone who is struggling. He never hesitates to ask questions. He'll be one of the first to ask a question. When I'm working with him with his sight words, he'll always be like, Miss Jeanette, like, give me a minute. I'm going to try to learn this word. Like, don't tell me anything. Like, just give me a minute and I'm going to learn it. And I'm like, okay. So you can tell he tries super hard and that he wants to learn because he'll be like, okay, this is how you spell what? W-H-D. And he'll just keep saying that over and over again. And like, he'll just be looking at this little card that I write him and he'll write all over his whiteboard. So that's why I think he is a visual learner because I always see him like looking at things, like looking at this and that, looking at how this compares to that, and just things like that. And he's always prepared because there'll be times where I'll send him home with like 3 sight words and I'll be like, Achilles, like I need you to take these home and practice them. And he'll be like, okay. And like the next week I come back and he was like, Miss Jeanette, I practiced those words. I'm ready. Do you want to test me on them? And I'm just like, okay, let's do it. Like, let's see if you practice them. And he's just like always excited to learn, so motivating, like really good with school and his learning behavior and everything. His teacher relationship with Miss Dillon is super good from what I've seen. She trusts him. She'll always count on him to get him like a whiteboard marker, like just like little things. She also like speaks very highly of him. She always talks about how smart he is and the potential that he has. So that's why she always like makes him work on his sight words with me because he knows some of his sight words, just that she knows he can do better. So from that, like I can conclude like, oh, she trusts him a lot. Like she has a lot of confidence in him. And yeah, that's basically it. So this is why I chose to talk about Achilles and why he stands out to me to other students.